We're over here in Queens. Man, for somebody who sits and tells you guys that I don't do a lot of residential, I sure do a lot of residential. So I'm over here at another job, residential boiler. They're claiming there's no heat on the top floor. It's a very simple hydronic system. I mean, that's the biggest thing when I deal with these homes as opposed to buildings. It's like the problems are similar, but for whatever reason, maybe because of the size of the piping, the size of the boiler, just the way the system is, the amount of apartments, it makes my job a lot easier in trying to figure out the problem. So we're gonna go up in here. I'm gonna see what's going on. I'm also gonna test her thermostat to see. They're claiming that the temperature doesn't get above 60 degrees. Who knows what the temperature in the apartment can be. So, a lot of times with these residential jobs, what I learned is a lot of things can just be, honestly, it's like thermostat's no good, thermostat needs batteries. A lot of times it's a thermostat problem. But I will check the boiler, I'll check the circulation. There's only one circulator, one loop, as far as I remember, but I'll double check it and I'll show you guys what I see. But let's see, check it out. All right, I've been here before, so very simple. Slant fin boiler. Let me turn on my light here so you can see. Has one circulation loop, 2 apartments, I believe. So you have this little circulator down here. We got a little switching relay, which the thermostat will turn the pump on. And one quick little loop. It's already got a little purge valve there. Like I said, very simple stuff. Now we have a standing pilot with a thermocouple. So like I said, these things are very simple. So I'm gonna run through it. Maybe the thermocouple's out. I can hear the circulator running, but the line is cold. So let's see. Whew. Man, I should have given this job a little more credit, but it turned out to be 2 things. One, if you see up here, there's a light bulb, but right behind it is the 24 volt transformer. I was only getting about 14 or so volts out of this, so I swapped it out. Once I had good power, and 24 volt gets a little tricky, I still wasn't getting the boiler to turn on. So I went over here to this thing, which is a debate unto itself whether it's necessary or not. It's supposed to keep the heat inside the boiler when the boiler's off. It's like efficiency. But it also causes more headaches than it's worth, to be honest. So for right now, I took the plug apart, do a little jumper in there to get the job running. But I'm just gonna swap it out because this is how they want it. I don't love it. I could probably just eliminate it, but that's what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna swap it out. All right, a lesson I learned a long time ago when it comes to 24 volt too, is you can't test it like to a body ground and really get accurate measurements like you can with 120 volt. So being that the transformer's all the way up here, if you look here, I put an alligator clip. Some guys have a cheater cord, whatever. I got an alligator clip. If you look closely, I just put my one side to the common, and then I was able to use my other side to test power going in and out of my limits. And that's kind of how I was going about my business here. But 24 volt can be a little bit tricky, and I've seen guys get caught up because of how you test terminals. I always go to my common side of my transformer. That's how I was taught. It's always the most accurate because I know I'm on my neutral, which is common on 24 volt. And this way I know that I'm getting accurate voltage coming through. So yeah, just a little bit of lesson on 24 volts. Like I said, it can be a little bit tricky. I know it's crazy. It's such a small boiler, such a small job, but you know, in lies problems all the time, man. When you don't know these things, you can be here scratching your head. I remember when I first started, man, she used to drive me crazy trying to figure out 24 volt. And I had guys, you know, who were in the business longer than me just telling me it's easy, it's easy, it's easy, it's easy. Yeah, well, it's easy when you've done it a lot, but it's not super hard. It's just different, and it takes a little bit of time to get used to. And like everything else, man, trials and tribulations and time on a job and experience will get you there. So anyway, just a quick little lesson on that. All right, got the new part, new damper. Woohoo! Yeah, we gotta throw this bad boy in. Check this out. Alright, so got this thing swapped out. It's my damper. Basically what happens is when it opens up, there's an end switch that sends power through the limits, turns the boiler on. When the boiler shuts off, the damper loses that power, the motor automatically closes, and vice versa. Every time it turns on, it's this opening going inside, turns the boiler on. I'll show you the inside of the old one, so you kind of get a look at what's happening inside. But as you see here, it's got these like little flaps on it, right? So this way it can't get jammed up inside, and also when it's in the closed position, it can hold the heat in from the boiler. So that's kind of the idea of this thing. And like I said, what happened is the end switches and the electrical in this thing got a little bit, and so whenever this thing would open, and even when it was in, if you look here, there's a switch on the side. You can have the damper open all the time. In a lot of cases, that's what I leave on because I think it's ridiculous personally, and I try to avoid nuisance calls, especially on these jobs where I'm kind of helping people out. But that's kind of what happened here. So you can see this thing kind of getting jammed up a little bit. So it just needed to be changed. It's a little bit corroded inside, but that's kind of how the inside works. Now they got a new one. I'm gonna throw a couple extra screws in this thing, make sure it's held secure. But she's rocking and rolling. I'm gonna test it, make sure the Thermostat shuts the boiler off, and the rest is history. Have a great day.